And go ahead, Azarius.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rental Workshop Part 2. This is New Journey Housing. We are a resource center for newcomer housing. But before we start, let me first do the acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge that we are in Treaty 1 territory and that this land is the traditional territory of Anishinaabe, Cree, Ojibwe, Dakota, Dene peoples, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. We want to thank the host community for their hospitality. We respect the treaties that were made on these territories. We are thankful for the clean water we use from Shore Lake. We are really grateful for this clean water. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Part 2 workshop, rental workshop. Currently, we are working from home. Office hours, 9:30 to 5 p.m. from Monday to Friday. Our address is 305 Broadway. We are in the second floor. And our telephone number, 204-942-2238. And this is our email, info@newjourneyhousing.com. And before I start again, I wanted to remind you about the topics we covered in the Rental Workshop Part 1. So we talked about the types of rental housing in Winnipeg. Number 2, we talked about searching for a private market rental unit. Number 3, we talked about condition report, security deposit. We also talked about public or subsidized housing. We also talked about cooperatives housing. We talked about lease agreement, eviction notices, and breaking the lease agreement. This is what we talked in Rental Workshop Part 1. In our Rental Workshop Part 2, we are going to talk about residential tenancies branch, fire safety, taking care of your rental unit, utility conservation, prevent cockroaches, mice, rats, bed bugs, personal safety, recycling, waste management, and rent assist. So welcome to the workshop. And our clients are newcomers to Canada. And for us, newcomers means either you came today or 10 years ago, 20 years ago. We don't limit. Because we are private funded, we receive everybody, permanent residents, naturalized Canadians, international students, temporary foreign workers, refugee claimants, everybody. And we have 4 workshops: rental workshop, home purchasing workshop, budgeting, and money management. Today, once again, we are going to talk about Rental Workshop Part 2. So if you go to our website, www.newjourneyhousing.com, you will find a lot of information about workshops, about buying a house, renting, everything. Or if you come to our office, you can get one of the 3 booklets. We have booklets about renting, about buying a house, and about money management. But otherwise, you can get one on our website. Go to our website, then you can find one booklet. Or if you go to our Facebook or Instagram, you are going to find a lot of information about renting, buying a house, workshops, and so on and so forth. So welcome to the workshop. Rental Workshop Part 2. We are going to talk about rules and responsibilities of tenants and landlords. As I said, we are going to start by talking about residential tenancies branch. If you take the first letters, residential R, tenancies T, branch B, RTB. You will hear RTB, RTB. This is a branch of the Manitoba government. They have rules and regulations set to protect the tenant and to protect the landlord. They have rules and regulations. For example, if you are renting, you are a tenant, maybe the tap is leaking, or maybe the fridge is not working, or the stove is not working. What do you do? First of all, call the landlord. It's even better to send a text message or an email. Landlord, come and fix the fridge. The fridge is not working. Keep a copy. Why do we keep copies? Because we want to have proof. Suppose the landlord doesn't come. Wait and wait, and the landlord doesn't come to fix the problem. What do you do? In this case, go to the residential tenancies branch to complain. Then residential tenancies branch, they are going to contact the landlord. They will invite you, both parties, tenants and landlords. You go to the residential tenancies branch. First of all, they encourage mediation. They have mediators, tenant, landlord, and a mediator from RTB. If the mediation fails, you will go to a hearing. They have hearing officers. But also, the landlord may go to RTB to complain. For example, maybe you don't pay the rent on time. Maybe you are breaking the rules. Landlord will write to you warning letters. Can you change? Can you please do this? If you don't change, then the landlord will go to RTB to complain. Then RTB will call you. Now there will be landlord, you, and a mediator. As I said, they encourage mediation. But if the mediation fails, you go to the hearing. They have hearing officers. Once again, remember, residential tenancies branch, a branch of the Manitoba government. They have rules and regulations set to protect the tenant and to protect the landlord. So feel free to contact RTB at any time. This is their address, 155 Carleton. You go to the 17th floor. Their telephone number, 204-945-2476. They have the fax number, 204-945-6273. They have even their email, rtb@gov.mb.ca. You can contact them at any time. But if you are not comfortable to go alone to RTB, can you come to our office, New Journey Housing? Then we can go together. Let me talk about fire safety, just to give you the basic of fire safety rules. So in your family, can you please plan an escape in the case of a fire and practice it with your family members? So when you smell the smoke, then run outside and call 911. Fire, it is free. You don't pay, it's free. The last person to move out from the house must close the door behind him or her. This will prevent air coming inside and causing more fire. So if you are the last, close the door behind you and go out, call 911. If your clothes or your body catches fire, don't panic. Stop, drop to the floor, and roll. Smoke alarms save lives. I want to talk about smoke alarms or smoke detector. You must make sure that it is working. You can test it every month. Test if your smoke alarm, your smoke detector is working or not. There is a button. You press it and hold. If there is a sound, then it's working. If you press no sound, it means it is not working. Immediately call the landlord. The landlord should fix it within 24 hours. This is your life. Make sure it's working. But we have a problem. Sometimes when people are cooking, then the smoke from the stove goes to the smoke alarm. Then the smoke alarm makes noise. Then people stop it by pressing the button. Now, people continue to cook. Again, noise. Now people are saying, this is disturbing us. They take a plastic sheet. They cover the smoke alarm. They cover. Now they can cook, no problem. Now they go, they sleep, they forget. Please do not tamper with the smoke detector. Do not cover the smoke detector. If you tamper or cover it, you can get a fine of 1,000. Or you can be in jail for 6 months. 1,000 or 6 months in jail. So please do not tamper with the smoke alarm. Do not cover, because this is your life. Now, to prevent fires, keep bedding or toys or anything away from the heat sources. The heat sources. This is to prevent fires. Spread baking soda on kitchen fires to stop the fire. If you are cooking, maybe there is fire. Now you can spread the baking soda on kitchen fires. Or if you have a fire extinguisher and you know how to use it, you can use it. Never block exit in case of a fire. Never block fire exit in case of a fire. Let people run outside. And do not overload electrical plugs. Overloading electrical plugs. Don't. Do not put electrical cords under fabric or bedding, especially if they are damaged. If those electrical cords are damaged, then one touch another one, puff, fire. So be very, very careful with fire safety. These are the basic of fire safety rules, just the basic. Now, talking about taking care of your rental unit, we really advise you to keep the floors and walls clean. This includes, of course, cleaning behind the stoves or behind the fridge. Keep the floors, the walls clean. Open a window and not the door if there is a strong cooking smells or smoke. Neighbors will not be happy to have smells in their hallway if you open the door. Then the smoke or the smell, cooking smell, goes to the hallway. So your neighbors will not be happy. That is why we advise you to open the window. When you take a shower, can you please let the hot, steamy air out of the shower? This will prevent the mold. This will prevent the mold. So open the fan, then the hot, steamy air will go out. When you live in an apartment, be reasonably quiet. Do not disturb others in the building. Some people are working at night. They want to sleep daytime. Others are working daytime. They need to sleep at night. So we advise you, be reasonably quiet. Do not disturb others in the building. Do not play music loudly at any time. You have to check the rules before you smoke or before you bring any animal into your building. Maybe the cat or dogs or any animal. Read the rules before you do that. And if you are consuming alcohol, be very responsible. Do not allow any illegal activity, drugs, for example, or vandalism, and so on and so on. Pick up any lighter and clean up, even if you create a mess, or even if you did not create the mess. Just pick it up, clean the mess, even if you did not make the mess. Keep your place, keep your building clean. Prove to your landlord that you are clean and responsible. I like this following statement. Give a good impression of the country you come from. If you are coming from a country Y, for example, and you are responsible, you are clean, you pay the rent on time, you respect the rules, and so on and so on, then if another person will come to rent, if landlord says you are from which country, if he or she says I'm from country Y, then landlord will say welcome, welcome. Give a good impression of the country you come from by being clean, responsible, following the rules, and so on. Talking about utility conservation. Manitoba Hydro. This is electricity or hydro, gas and heat. Winnipeg Water and Waste, water and sewer. Many people think that water is in Manitoba Hydro because of the word hydro. No, hydro here is electricity. It is called hydro because electricity is produced by water. So water is in Winnipeg Water and Waste Department. So utility conservation. If you are renting, sometime you pay the rent and utilities are included, heat, electricity, and water. But sometime you pay the rent and utilities are extra. That is why we advise you have to know about utility conservation. Know that utility bills, they are based on what you use. If you use too much, you pay too much, you pay high. So I wanted to advise some people, it's unfortunate when utilities are included with the rent, some people misuse utilities. So we will advise you to take care about utilities. Even if you don't pay for utilities, if they are included, heat, electricity, and water, landlord is paying. Some people are saying, oh, for example, water is free. They take a shower 1 hour. But landlord is paying for this water. So we advise you to make sure that you think about utility conservation. Use more blankets in winter so you can turn the heat down. Wear a sweater during the day if you are cold. Keep the temperature between 18 to 25 degrees Celsius during the winter time. 18 to 25 degrees Celsius. Normally, a landlord is responsible to keep the heat at 21 degrees Celsius during the day and at least 18 degrees Celsius at night. Because at night, you also cover with blankets. So 21 degrees Celsius during the day and 18 degrees Celsius during the night. This is the responsibility of the landlord. Never turn off the furnace in winter time. If you turn the furnace in winter, you turn the furnace off. In the morning, you go to work. You come evening, imagine inside the house, everything is frozen. Even the water running in the pipes will be frozen. Then the pipes will break. And to repair those pipes, it's a lot of money. A lot of money. So never turn off the furnace in winter time. And even to start it, it will consume a lot of gas. So never turn off the furnace in winter time. Talking about mice, cockroaches, rats, we advise you to prevent cockroaches, mice, rats. Help the landlord to prevent about the cockroaches, mice, and rats. Mice is small, rat is big. So if you see cockroaches, mice, or rats, please immediately call the landlord. This is the responsibility of the landlord to come and start immediately the treatment, spraying or put mice traps. But don't keep quiet. Call immediately the landlord. It's the responsibility of the landlord to take care of this problem. But as a tenant, we also have responsibilities. Cockroaches, mice, rats, they are attracted by something. That is why we advise you keep the food stored in a fridge. Keep food in a container with a lid, not in a drawer or under the stove, if they cannot go to the fridge. Keep the food in a container with a lid. Sweep daily. Mop your floors often, regularly. Vacuum or clean carpets regularly. Inspect used furniture or carpets before bringing in to your apartment. If you find a used mattress or a used table or a used carpet, before bringing this into your apartment, can you please check if there are no cockroaches? Can you check? Then take it. Do not pile up clothes or shoes on floor. This creates a hiding place for the pests. So the mice can hide there, cockroaches can hide there. So do not pile up clothes or shoes on the floor. If there is a hole, use steel wool to block any holes or cracks in the wall or cupboards. Use mouse traps and or poison to get rid of mice. Landlord may provide this. Landlord will provide you with this. Ask the landlord. Bed bugs. Talking about bed bugs. Of course, nobody wants them. If you see them in your apartment, this is the responsibility of the landlord. Call immediately the landlord. The landlord should hire a company, then they will come and treat, spray and spray. To get rid of bed bugs, it's not easy. They can cost a fortune, a lot of money to get rid of bed bugs. And also the building gets a bad reputation and it becomes hard to rent. Sometimes the landlord may blame the tenant that they brought bed bugs. Once again, if you see bed bugs in your apartment, call the landlord. This is the responsibility of the landlord to come and spray and get rid of the bed bugs. As I said, sometimes they blame the tenants that the tenants brought the bed bugs into their building. If a landlord can prove that you, the tenant, you brought the bed bugs, then you will be charged for the spray. I don't know how the landlord will prove this. It's not easy to prove that the tenant brought bed bugs. It's not easy. But if landlord can prove that the tenant brought bed bugs into the apartment, then the tenant will be charged for the spray. And as I said, it's a lot of money. Bed bugs, when they bite, it is good they don't carry diseases. You cannot be sick because of bed bugs bite. But believe me, you can be stressed by bed bugs. You can be stressed by bed bugs. And the bed bugs bites, they are itchy. So be very careful when you bring in used furniture, used mattresses, used clothes. Be very careful. Can you check, first of all? I'm not saying used furniture, used mattresses, or used clothes have bed bugs. No. But before you bring them, be very careful. Can you check, first of all? If there are no bed bugs, check. Then bring them. Again, if you see bed bugs in your apartment, tell your caretaker or landlord immediately. Once again, this is the responsibility of the landlord. And the landlord should pay for extermination unless, as I said, they can prove that the tenant brought the bed bugs, which is very difficult to prove. And you must cooperate with your landlord in the process of getting rid of the bed bugs. If landlord says, we are coming for spray, Then landlord will tell you how to prepare your room, how to prepare the apartment for bed bug treatment. You must cooperate. If you don't, you can be evicted. Landlord can tell you to move out. So we will advise you, please cooperate with the landlord so that they can treat and get rid of bed bugs. Personal safety. Do not allow anyone to enter apartment building or apartment unless you know them and trust them. If somebody is knocking on your door, look through the peephole. If you don't know him or her, don't open the door. Always keep your apartment door securely locked. So the peephole, this will allow you to see who is at the door. If you don't know him or her, don't open. Even the landlord or caretaker, they cannot come and knock and say, or ring the bell and say, open, I'm the landlord or I'm the caretaker. No, you must enjoy your privacy. Landlord or caretaker, before coming into your apartment, must give you 24 advance written notice before they can enter your apartment. 24-hour advance written notice before they can enter your apartment. If you have arranged maybe a birthday party, you can tell the landlord or caretaker, oh, don't come this time, I have a birthday party. But don't keep on saying, don't come to the apartment, don't come to the apartment. We advise you to cooperate with the landlord. And in Manitoba, children under 12 years must be supervised by an adult or an older responsible teenager. Don't leave the kids, the children under 12 years alone. They must be supervised. And the window screens are not safe to lean against. Talking about recycling, there are some items for recycling and others, they are not recycling, they are garbage. So the recycling, there are a bin for recycling and another one for garbage. Make sure you don't mix the two. Recycling, you can put these items in your recycling cart or bin, plastic, metal, or glass, or food and beverage containers, plastic container with a recycling triangle, plastic packaging with a recycling triangle, paper and cardboard, newspapers, flyers, mail, magazines, papers, and so on and so on. But these ones, you cannot put these items in your recycling bin. For example, plastic bags, cellophane, plastic without a recycling triangle, plastic that are not a container, aluminum foil, foil pie plates, foam cups, foam food containers, foam packing materials, and so on and so on. Mirrors, windows, glass, broken glass, and so on and so on. So make sure you put the recycling in a recycling bin and garbage in the garbage bin. For example, you see, pizza, is it recycling or not? If it goes inside the recycling bin, then it's recycling. You see, yes. This one, not recycling. This one, not recycling. This one, not recycling. Recycling. Yes, recycling. This one, not. Then wastes and waste management. You say you have the gray, if you have a house, each house they have been given garbage bin and recycling bin. The blue one, recycling bin, and the gray one, garbage bin. And the collection, every week they collect. So there are mixed collections. If your cat is not collected, you will be left at tag with the reason why it was not serviced. For example, there are reasons why they come and they didn't collect garbage or recycling. For example, if there is not enough space around the cat, if no space, both of them, garbage bin and recycling bin, they are close to one another. So there is no space for the vehicle to come and put in the garbage bin. So they will leave it there. Or if the cat facing the wrong way, there are arrows on top of the garbage bin or recycling bin. These arrows must face the street. If you put them the other way, they will not collect. They will leave it there. Or if you overfill, they are overfilled, then they will not collect. So make sure you do the right way so that the waste management is facilitated. As I said, do not mix garbage and recycling, please. We really advise you not to mix garbage and recycling. This is the last one, talking about rent assist. This is a very good government program. And this program is there to help low-income citizens or permanent residents. To get this assistance, you must live in a private market. And your income per year, annual income, if you are a single, maximum 24,129. If you are a couple, no kids, annual income should be less than 27,386. If you are 3 or to 4 people in the family, income should be less than 33,729. If you are 5 or more in the family, income should be less. Annual income should be less than 42,000. So if your income is less than this one, you are considered as low income. Now, and you rent a private. And the private market, it's expensive. That is why the government of Manitoba will help you to pay the rent. It's a very, very good government program to help low-income citizens or permanent residents to pay the rent. So if you are qualified, or you know somebody who is qualified in your community, can you please advise him or her either to download Rent Assist application form, or if they are not comfortable, they can come to our office, New Journey Housing Office, 305 Broadway, 2nd floor, and we can help them to fill this application. And when you fill the application, there are documents to attach to these applications. And this document, the list of these documents is on the first page of the application. They will tell you which document to attach. For example, you have to attach your lease, a copy of the lease. If you are a permanent resident, you have to attach landing papers. If you have children, attach child tax benefit. If you are a single, you attach the GST. So there is a list at the first page. Then those documents you attach to the application and you get this benefit. So feel free to apply for rent assist. It's a very, very good benefit. And many people are asking me this question: will it affect if we want to sponsor our relatives or our friends? It will not affect you. You will not be affected. It's a benefit. Or some people are asking, are we going to pay back? No, you don't pay back. This is a benefit. This is to help you to pay the rent. And you get this benefit every month, every month, every month. So at the end of the year, they send you a renewal application. So you have to renew the rent assist application. So once again, this is the end of our presentation for today. And I want to remind you that we talked about residential tenancies branch. We talked about fire safety. We talked about taking care of your rental unit. We talked about utility conservation, prevent cockroaches, mice, and rat, bed bugs, personal safety, recycling, waste management, and rent assist. So if you have questions, feel free to send to our office. We have our email, and you can write an email asking any question about this. So I want to thank you sincerely for your time, and feel free to contact us in case of any question.